This team is family to me. Not only the fans, but the players, the staff. Everything about this place is my home.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is episode 6 of the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable discussion where 5 friends talk about almost everything other than the Columbus Crew. Today we discuss MLS playoff results and reactions, the Great Crew jersey debate, and a little later Ben attempts his US men's national team update in a new non-14-minute long format. With me in the club I have Ben, Mort, Trey, and Haas. And guys, a lot of chatter on the group thread during the Austin-Dallas game. Please give me your one-word, non-4-letter response to Austin's win. Ben?
Dang, with 2 G's.
Mort?
Green.
All right. Trey?
All right. Okay.
Haas?
Preseason predictions.
That's 2 words.
Yeah, the correct answer was all right.
That's right, you got it.
All right.
Yeah, which I would also have accepted all right, because it's technically one word. Right. All right. So before we get started, we, for some reason, insist on including corrections, omissions, and oopsie-doos at the top of this show. But I'm okay with it because, again, there have been none.
Wait, no, there's been more.
Hold on. There's plenty.
From last episode?
No, I'm just kidding.
The whole thing
I'm
was
just
bad.
kidding. Of course, there are corrections to be made because we all sat through Ben's response to my question last week about who, given the chance to choose the goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team, would he put in? And he spent a few minutes talking and did not give an answer. And then when I called him out on it, he said Turner. And in listening back, he in fact did not. So that's my correction.
Yeah, liar.
Anything else?
Just wanted to cover that Igbekeme is on loan with the team. So they could lose him at the end of the year. We were talking about his budget. He's on loan.
Okay. And let's hear that again. Because I think also Mort said he didn't know how to pronounce it, right?
Igbekeme.
All right.
It's tough.
All right. And then and the field sizes, Mort.
Well,
what did you? Yeah, you didn't know last week. So what did you find out?
Well, I did say, they're normally like 90 yards wide, and they could be. I know that FIFA likes to use about 115 yards by 75 yards, but, in MLS, they accept 70 yards wide by 110 yards long, which, of course, is the baseball size field. But I said 90, but it could be 90. I was a winger. I like all the space on the side.
Are the sizes in yards?
Yes.
They are?
Are they?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm looking at the FIFA website right now.
All right. So now that we got that out of the way.
Yeah, from here on out, if you say all right, just say all right. And then
All right. Haas, let's get into the playoff results.
Thursday night, Cincinnati went to Philadelphia and lost 0-1. Also Thursday night, LA Galaxy played at LAFC and lost 2-3. Sunday afternoon, NYCFC went to Montreal and won 3-1. And Sunday evening, Dallas went to Austin and lost 1-2.
El Texico.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Did you guys watch the Cincy game?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah, what was it? What did you say last episode? Like the Cincinnati coaches were the assistant coaches to Philly, so it was pretty much like 2 teams playing against each other, like the Spider-Man meme where they just like point at each other. Like the exact same thing. I thought for the most part the game was either completely unwatchable because the soccer was so bad, or it was super pretty, like attacking soccer. It was a very weird game.
Well, Philly was also able to really stifle Cincinnati's offense. Vasquez couldn't do anything, and Brenner wasn't really doing much.
I think Blake had 5 saves, and a couple of them were like diving, big time saves to keep him in the game.
Yeah, I think I texted like Yeah, this is the Philadelphia Andre Blakes. Like that guy is an absolute monster. I think they're even talking about during the game about, should he have gotten the MVP of the league? And they were like, oh, I don't think any goalkeeper had gotten MVP of the league. And I think Miola at some point may have or something like that.
He won
but,
goalkeeper of the year.
Okay, so at least a goalkeeper wins goalkeeper of the year.
Yes.
Nailed it.
And Jacob Glesnes won defender of the year, also on Philly.
Yeah, their defense is awesome. I really like how Curtin set them up.
Yeah, I was sad to see Cincinnati get knocked out, but I think that this is
No,
they were-
I was not.
Yeah, I mean,
Not at all.
Nope.
I was totally fine with it.
So you prefer Philly?
Oh
You
yeah,
have them going all the way?
For Philly, the city of brotherly love, and where they actually were chanting, the whole "Save the Crew" thing. For me, they have a little bit of a soft
that's true.
spot, and I think the coaching there is great. What they have done with actually a relatively limited squad is been pretty phenomenal. So
Aren't they like bottom
Kinda like
5 of the the total salary or something like that? And I'm pretty sure they started a couple of those like U19 or U20 US players. Like they have 5 or 6 of them.
The guy that scored is a 21-year-old defender. He's played 5,400 regular season minutes for them and had one previous goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, they picked him up in 21 from St. Pauli. They find young. I think he is US as well, but they're good at finding people that for some reason no one else is looking at.
Yeah, I've always pegged Philly as someone who kind of like Dallas, they just like tried to bring people up and sell them. I mean, that's like where Aronson came from. McKenzie.
So Philly's moving on. I don't think anyone's too surprised by that. The next game was
El Trafico.
El Trafico.
Yeah, LAFC, LA Galaxy, El Trafico. Do you guys watch that one?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Fantastic game.
Anyone have an opinion on it?
Landon Donovan shouldn't comment on any games or ever be an announcer ever again.
Well, he
Yeah, he
wasn't,
bad.
right? I mean, he was there, but he wasn't doing it.
Correct.
Thanks, Landon. Also, I want to give an awesome shout out to the person who sang the national anthem, who was the wife of an ex-member of the Galaxy or something like that. Like that's how they introduced her. And if you get a chance to watch it, I mean, it's not Fergie, but it is brutal.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Buonga had a brace. He almost had a hat trick for LAFC. I'm trying to look at who scored for the Galaxy.
Grant Sir scored for the Galaxy, and then we had a substitute coming in. I think it was Jovilic on pretty much his first touch of the ball, I believe, scored.
That was a great goal.
Yeah, it was a
And
great goal.
Chicharito was screaming at him because he wanted that pass.
Yeah,
But that was a fantastic shot.
it really was.
And then 93rd minute LAFC corner hits Buonga at the back post. He volleys it. Keeper can't hold on to it, and Arango is there to follow it up to win the game.
Yeah, this game was awesome. I mean, the crowd was like insane. You had LAFC going up 1 and then Galaxy equalizing and then the Galaxy going up 1 and then LAFC equalizing and then, the home team gets a goal in the, 90 plus 3 to win it. It was awesome. It was super fun to watch.
Was it Buanga that ran up to his wife and started making out after his
I didn't
that
see
was-
that.
That was
Yeah.
Arango. And he didn't get a yellow card. That's all. I remember Landon Donovan just being like, don't you get a yellow card for that or something like that? And I was like, I don't know.
But yeah, fantastic atmosphere. That seems like a fun place to go watch a game.
Yeah. I do have a question. So you had Ricky Puig, right?
Tucking his shirt in.
Yeah, well, he tucks his shirt in, but that guy is super fun to watch. But I think it was like in the 12th minute, he did headbutt somebody from LAFC. I know the guy made a meal of it,
Right.
which I wasn't stoked about. And I am for not, giving him a red card that early in the game to like completely destroy the game. But I mean, and if that's not, El Trafico postseason, is that a red card?
Yes,
I don't.
every game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
I just,
Every game.
I just don't know how much contact he made, though. I mean,
It was the
yeah,
movement.
I mean, but
the
you
intent.
know, as soon as he leaned forward like that, the other guy went backwards. Period. I mean, it happens. Zidane, that's a headbutt.
Yeah, that was a headbutt.
That was
Yes,
that was not a headbutt.
Famously.
Yes,
And that's what I
That's
hold.
kind of the-
Famously, that was
that's the standard. That is a headbutt. That is what I look at and go, yeah, that's a red card. That Puig, the guy gets in his face. He gets up. He motions towards him. Yeah, I think you're right. If that's not the playoffs rivalry, it's probably a red in the regular season. But I'm
I
happy
agree.
it wasn't.
I agree with the decision.
Same.
I agree with the decision because it is that would be a
100%.
disappointing game if he is not on there. I don't think he actually played very well for the rest of the game. By the way, I don't think he was great. He's been very good this season, but I don't think he was impressing me that much. Actually,
They should have tossed him. They should have tossed him in that game.
yeah, and actually there was much.
I know that
from-
I know that, we say that it would ruin the game, and it probably would. But don't you think that these guys should be held accountable? Like, the list is not that long of things that you can't do without getting tossed. You can't stop a shot with your hand in the box. You get a red. You can't headbutt someone. You get a red. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I think Tracy has a point where it's like, I hold headbutting to Zidane standards, and that was like, it just so happens that Ricky's head is like.
So he's bad at it. He's bad at it.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of just got in the guy's face because the other guy was running his mouth, and then he gets hit. And he's like, "Oh my goodness, my mouth!" and like hits the ground. I just, I think in general that if that were to happen in regular season, in my opinion, I don't think it should be a red. But that's how the league always is gonna.
Yeah,
You
it
can't
kind of goes
fight.
back to that
Suarez.
Neymar thing. Like when you say Neymar get tackled and he rolls 16 times,
Yeah.
it's that same kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you got fouled, but was it that bad? It's like he touched you with his face. Did he headbutt you?
All right.
It's acceptable in Spain. It's fine.
Yeah.
I would say that
I guess I'd have to go back and see whether the intent was to touch faces or to butt heads.
Yeah. We should normalize kissing. Like, get up and just give him a little kiss.
Yeah,
Not
but
open
we
mouth.
learned earlier that that's a yellow card.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't card love.
the interesting thing about this game, from actually a playing perspective, was the fact that it was totally dominated by Galaxy up until that goal. That goal came against the run of play, and they were actually talking about how like LAFC have to come up with something here, and then they scored because they were really being pressured by Galaxy. And after that, Galaxy just disappeared. And I would say that Grand Sur game, that goal came a little bit out of the blue too. So we were lucky to get that one back. So the fact that it actually was 2-2 at that point in the game, at some point in the game, was actually lucky for Galaxy.
I agree.
So are we happy with this result?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone said yes. I wanted the Galaxy to win.
Regular season matters. Home field's going to matter here. I was hoping for Galaxy in a way because the amount of money LFC have spent, good or bad.
Yeah, I want MLS 1.0 over 4.0.
Yeah,
at
this
all
should have
times.
won.
I mean, they won Supporter Shield. The atmosphere is good for the league.
Right.
To have games there on TV, I'm good with it.
I meant just something to Ben the other day, and it's like since the Raiders left, it's like every Raiders fan became an LAFC fan. That's like the vibe you get watching the games.
Yeah.
Is that like it's like the crowd is just angry,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. I mean, it's great. It's good to have a team that their fans actually care, and it's not Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Galaxy to win because you guys bullied me out of picking Cincinnati last week. So I had to
Rightfully so.
eject and go to Galaxy, and now they're out. Cincinnati's out. So my bracket is busted. Could we go through and review who you all picked too, so we refresh the record on who's still in this? Ben, who'd you pick to win?
I picked Montreal, and bye-bye.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Anybody pick a team that's still going?
I had Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
Easy pick.
LAFC after Austin.
Yeah, I was going with the French too.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about that because I think that was the next game. New York City, Montreal. They were in Montreal on a full-size field, the size of which we would need to look up because we do not know. Did anybody watch this game? 3-1?
Yep.
3-1. NYCFC went up early in the 6th minute. Maxi Morales had a nice, it was passed to him. He was standing on the 6-yard box. The goalie had rushed out. They passed the ball around the goalie, got it to Maxi. He scored. Then just before half, NYCFC scored again. Heber. Just
who?
However you say it. Yeah.
Oh, now we got to talk about it next week.
Wait. Who is it?
Yeah, there's
Heber?
no R.
How do you spell it?
Heber? Heber, I guess.
Heber.
I was throwing an R in there.
Okay.
Herbert.
One of those E's with the accent aigu, I think it's called in French.
But Rodriguez played him through the back line, and the back line just stopped, and that was an easy goal for them. Then 61st minute PK by Magno.
Tallis Magno.
I'm not all that familiar with these teams. And then Montreal had a goal in the 85th minute. Mihailovic
Jordy
had the ball crossed into him, and it was a nice header.
Was it a little bit against play from somebody that didn't watch the game? Because I only seen the stats on this, and it was 18-5 shots for Montreal. It was 8-4 in shots on target for Montreal. They had 64% of the possession, and they lost 3-1.
Yeah, Sean Johnson had 7 saves. He kept them in it, I feel like.
Yeah, he was rated 7.9, and ironically, even with all that offense for Montreal, the player with the highest stats was Alistair Johnson. So it was their wing back, because they play a 3-4-2-1. So they have a wing back who was player of the match. They had and more offense, but for some reason, New York was able to put 3 past them within the first 2/3 of the game. Good on New York, really. Maxi Morales has actually come around. I thought that guy was done for. How old is he?
He's 35.
All right. So we know that Ben and Mort wanted Montreal to move on. Anyone else disappointed by this result?
I think it makes for good playoff. Last year, NYCFC had to go to Philly. Philly had 11 players out due to health and safety protocols.
Oh, yeah.
So I like the idea of a rematch where Philly can actually have their full team on the field.
And they'll play in Philly, right?
Yep.
Hoping Philly smashes them. They had I give Philly, they had pretty good atmosphere in their game too. We've been talking about all the West Coast games having, fired up crowds and so on, but Philly, the crowd's been showing up there as well,
which is awesome.
Yeah. All right. Austin, Dallas.
El Texaco. How did El Texaco not catch on? Got El
so
Trafico.
Ben, did you coin that, El Texaco?
I'm gonna say it until I'm blue in the face.
Here's my thought. Here's my thought on the El Texaco is that Austin is a liberal bastion in Texas, and I don't know that.
I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know that they're. I'm just complete ignorant take here, but I don't know how entrenched in the oil industry Austin is compared to the other major cities in Texas.
They're more of a tech city.
Austin's they're really cool, all the people there.
Well,
really
they
cool.
think they
Have you guys been there?
I
don't love it.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's like an more expensive, more hot Nashville.
Oh, I didn't even like Nashville that much.
I was glad to leave. So do we want to talk about the game or just say?
Yeah, I think it was really good. You had 2 former assistants, Greg Berhalter facing off with Nico and Josh Wolf. It was a back and forth. You had Austin strike twice. Nico made some changes at halftime. Dallas came out and played much better in the beginning of the second half. Pulled one back to make it 2-1. And from there, it looked like Wolf made a couple of tactical changes, and then Dallas never really threatened after that.
What was real disappointing was we kind of, for the neutral or not so neutral,
Not neutral.
it was very disappointing. Yeah, it was very disappointing at the end that Dallas couldn't get anything going at all as a response. It was just dying off like slowly. Yeah. They couldn't even get it up the field, and there has been a lot of talk on Twitter lately about Ferreira in this game when the pace is up and how he really struggles. I don't know if Ben is going to cover this when these US players, but that was probably the biggest disappointment of the playoffs so far. His performance in this game was not good.
Yeah, and if you noticed in the beginning of the second half, he was even dropping almost behind the center mids to pick the ball up to carry it forward to generate something. And
yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's one of the 3 notes I have on this game that are like highlighted was Ferreira was almost acting like a number 6, like Michael Bradley. Like he was dropping in between the center backs. I was super confused, and he definitely was not playing as a number 9. I thought he was actually playing as a number 10. I think he was dropping deep to receive the ball and to get more touches. I think that's something I see Harry Kane do, where if he gets frustrated, he drops further. I mean, there was definitely a tactical change where he was not just pressing that back line or trying to push them back or beat them in behind. Because normally Greg has him playing like trying to, press and then beat people in behind the line, but he was dropping way back.
See, and I thought his play was fine. I shouldn't say that. I thought his play was okay. I thought he was doing exactly what Nico wanted him to do.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he wasn't pushing the back line, and he wasn't dangerous going at Austin's D. He wasn't doing much. So yeah, it was kind of disappointing to see, especially this close to the World Cup. So that's another question for another show.
Yeah, a question I have for you guys. I don't know. I didn't watch that much Dallas throughout the year, but does he play as a normal number 9 or does he drop like a number 10? I mean, he wears number 10 for Dallas. Is that
like
his? That. So he does drop like that. So he's almost a false 9.
Yeah, not usually that deep though.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, and that was like one of the Drusy. That's the first time I saw Drusy play 90 minutes. I haven't seen much of him throughout the season since they acquired him, but he's a big boy. That guy is solid and he plays pretty well. He doesn't play like a normal number 10. I didn't think, but he's pretty good. And I tell you what, their other striker, the guy that scored first, I'm going to butcher his name, G.O.A.T. That is another big boy. I mean, I think was that goal. Did he body somebody off the ball? I mean, it was good to see him take some stuff in the ankles and be able to just like keep running through it. I'm like, whoa, these two guys.
Driussi, his goal, he took the ball at half and dribbled all the way down into the box and just made one cut and then shot the opposite direction.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him though either.
How much do you think the crowd was a factor in this game? I mean, I have to give it to them. They were pretty good, and I always like it when I turn on the game and I see everybody standing. And they were all standing most of the game, which I appreciate. It was loud. They were behind them. It must have been a huge factor.
Yeah, I don't know. In the beginning, because I mean, they scored 2 goals in the first half an hour. I think that was it. But once Dallas settled, I thought they kind of had the better of it for a bit. And then when Nico made the changes, especially in the 60th minute when he brought on Paxton and Nanu, and he also brought in Jara at halftime. Those changes made a huge factor. I think for the goal, wasn't it? Did Jara get the assist? I'm going to have to double check. I know Paxton played a large part in that buildup. Oh, it was, I forgot the goal was Velasco. It was kind of like
it was weird. He had a nice touch to O'Hara, and then he tried to pass it. It bounced around the defender's legs. And
we're talking about around minute 75. Both teams were gassed, and you had Ferreira drop back like all the way to the defense, and then there was just nothing. I mean, he couldn't play through to anybody. I'm pretty sure Josh, brought in some.
He pulled subbed in Philippe Martins, and Owen Wolf came in too.
Yeah, but even before that, I mean, I just thought both teams looked gas. I mean, they both had, heavy games a week before, and
There's
it's
something
just
rigatoni. No, rigoni.
no, rigatoni works. As soon as he came in. Also, I would like to note the amount of tattoos that Austin has is amazing. I'm talking everyone back of the neck has wings. They have, behind their ears. And I want to give a super awesome shout out to Ethan Finley, one of my old favorite crew players. And I'm really glad Wolf brought him. And that guy has no tattoos. He stands out like a sore thumb.
You're talking about fashion statements in Austin. I think it's kind of humorous. I am impressed how many people have been buying a jersey, but when your club is like 2 years old,
Yes.
you look at the crowd and everybody wears the same jersey.
Yes.
It's like a sect. It's
Yes.
kind of humorous.
Yeah. And I think I texted you guys and I was like, it makes sense that their sponsor is Yeti. It's like an overpriced, who cares brand. It's like, what's the
Yes.
point? I got a Yeti. It's
Yes.
like, you just for ice, who cares?
It can stay cold for like 4 days.
So does the whatever at Walmart ones.
All right, so we'll have to see how Austin does when they go to LAFC on Sunday. That game is at 3:00. New York City goes to Philadelphia at 8. So watch those games. Speaking of fashion statements, when we come back, we're going to have a deep debate about crew jerseys. We're going to have a debate about crew jerseys of the past. So we'll be right trapped.
Hey, Upper 90 Club. This is Ben. I just wanted to take this opportunity to wish you and yours a very safe and happy Halloween. Stay spooky, and most importantly, go crew.
All right, and we're back. Anybody here win Powerball?
Nope.
Nope. We're still here.
All right. So we want to jump into the crew jersey debate based on some preliminary discussions. We do not know what each other's favorites are, but I think we know that our favorites are not the same. So I'm looking at the screen here. We will share what the backgrounds look like right now. Tracy is surrounded by
Jerseys.
at least a dozen jerseys. Yeah. So
Yes.
I think we should start with you, Tracy. What's your favorite crew jersey and why?
So my favorite crew jersey is actually the one I do not own,
What?
and it is the 2018 black funeral kid jersey. It's got the one button on the collar. It's got the white Acura and the shadow Adidas stripes down the side. Fantastic. Every part of that jersey is classic.
I love that one.
It's very clean.
I absolutely love that jersey.
Agreed.
I have to. I agree from the design perspective. It's the best one we had. And you have to remember what we came from a year before. It's kind of an outsider. It's original, but the yellow and red and light blue, the Ohio or
Yeah.
Columbus flag thing.
Yes.
The for Columbus kit, which we have all agreed will not be on any list, good or bad, because it is just that bad.
Oh, wait, does
Yeah,
Haas
Matt is
own it?
showing-
He's showing
Matt, yeah, Haas owns it. That's the one he
I'm gonna
has. That
steal
when he
that.
wears it, looks like a dress.
It looks
It
good.
looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a dress when he puts it on.
It's too big.
It's
All right,
really
so
too
yeah,
big.
so
It's
let's
hilarious.
so it sounds like it doesn't fit. What size is that jersey, Haas?
I think he bought it in a large. But
Oh,
extra
there's your
large.
problem.
Yeah.
There's your problem right there.
Isn't it an authentic one though too?
It is, and I've bought larges in the past that I'm too fat for. So
Yeah, and
The
the
life.
authentics definitely fit different. I mean,
Different than what?
And for you not watching, Haas is not an extra large person.
Not even close.
No, he is definitely not.
Yeah, pro tip for 99% of our viewers, and hey, we'll table if they're viewers or not. I'm pretty sure they're just listeners. But as far as authentics
There's
go,
nothing to see.
never buy authentic jerseys. They're made for people
Don't.
who are beautiful. And I'm not saying you're not beautiful, but my man boobs cannot handle. I think I got an extra large.
Save the money.
Yes. I mean, you
Save
pay
the
more money and it is extremely tight.
The only thing extra that you get is a little star, or two stars above the crest.
Yeah, this one I'm wearing.
Which is cool.
This one I'm wearing is authentic. It's.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
It fits like a large.
I thought
It's
you
great.
get the
That's
stars
not a real
even
one. It
with
has
the
a
none.
funny logo on it.
No, man. No, this is the real deal.
I think it depends on the year.
I agree. Well, so
The
Yeah.
fit.
yeah, okay, all right, Trey. So, do you have like a second favorite?
So my second favorite is the 2014 away, the one I'm currently wearing, the Barbasol with the white, yellow, black across the top and the shoulders. It's just an outlier. It's different. And for whatever reason, it's got a place in my heart of it's Barbasol. It's the original crew badge. I actually have this one in long sleeve, which I love. But to describe it, it's got, let's see, yellow around
They
the
took the 2008, 2009 jersey and chopped it off and
Yeah.
made it all white.
Yeah.
The rest of it.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
pretty cool.
much.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, it's different, and I like it. And
I've got one. I don't wear it. That's one that
I'm a fan
fits
of that
me
one.
weird. Another large.
Yeah. Now I do have a
it
question
didn't tell.
for the 2014. You know how Adidas normally just makes the same jersey over and over again for different teams. Did anybody else have a jersey like that where it just like
No.
cuts off top of the
No.
breast and it's like either white or the color?
And then
Interesting.
this is the home kit for it that had the shadow diamonds
Yeah.
on it, which listeners can't hear. But
They can't hear.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. I do not
Listeners
I do
can't
not
hear.
like I do not
This
like
podcast
that.
is in Braille.
The shadow checker. I do not like that one.
it's
Hold on. We can actually
It's
start
okay.
there. I'll jump in here. That
Yeah, please
2015 away kit with the shadow, the all black
Mhm.
shadow checkered kit is actually my favorite. That's the one that I own and wear
No,
most often.
That's a bad jersey.
I love that one because
that one.
I'm a huge fan. And I do want to, for the people that don't understand the difference between a jersey and a kit is like the full socks, shorts, shirt combination. So, you know,
Combo.
a jersey can be awesome and then the whole kit be absolute garbage, or it kind of depends what shorts and socks they pair with it. So when people talk about a kit, they mean the whole get up. A prime example of this is the current U.S. men's national team blue quote unquote kit. The jersey, well, while it looks like a warm up jersey, it's kind of a tie dye. I personally think it's okay. I kind of like it. But as far as a full kit, the blue in the jersey does not match the blue in the shorts, which in turn doesn't match the blue in the socks and looks like dog barf. So bad job. So when we talk
Because your
about full
dog
kit,
is eating lots of different colored blue things.
yeah, take your dog to the hospital is what I'm trying to get across. Well, for the and especially the funeral kit, the black Barbasol. I mean, first of all, I love the Barbasol.
Hold on. We're not.
logo.
You're still talking about 2015, right?
Yeah,
I have a comment on this. I think that this looks like an old pair of 90s Umbro shorts.
which is why I love them. Okay, I do have a story that I want to share. So I have been looking for those since I came back to play. Like I started playing soccer again in like 2009, and I've been looking for those Umbro shorts. So Target came out with the Umbro shorts that are checkered, but they only came out with them for youth sizes. So I found an extra large, went into the bathroom. Or not bathroom. Oh, no, not bathroom. The changing room.
Sorry, the kids' room.
Yeah. I went into the kids' room. Hey, kids. No, I went into the changing room and like put them on and came out. And my wife and my kid were standing there. And I was like, I think I got these to fit. But I tried to move my legs right and left, like my hips, and I could not move. And I was like, oh. And the girl that was standing there, I was like, hey, do you have these in adult sizes? They're like, no, just kids. And I still haven't been able to find them. I will say they feel like plastic. They're terrible, but I have such a soft spot in my heart for that Umbro checker. Like I'm obsessed with it. I think it's,
You know who
I will
owns
say
those?
this is
the what?
Finn owns
What?
them.
Finn owns them?
does Finn.
Ah,
Yeah, he does.
Of
Finn
course
is my
he does.
son, for the listener.
yeah, he's the best.
For the viewer.
Also,
for the viewers.
your favorite is the 2015 away kit, which was also the 2016 home kit.
So I will say this is that 2015-16 jersey, the black one, is probably the one that I wear the most to games. It just I like it. I like it a lot. I don't. It doesn't go on my Mount Rushmore of crew kits, but I wear it a lot. It's just a comfortable jersey and it looks good.
And I do think Barbasol to me embodies the Columbus crew. It's like, we're not flashy. We're not going to put Yeti on anything, But when I think of the crew, I think of the 3 hard hats, and I think of like Barbasol, like
Shaving.
I mean, you have a beard, but
Barbasol.
shave it. I just feel like that. When they got Acura, I was like, I love the Acura logo, but I was like, we're not really a fancy car. We're more of like
No, I love those ads they used to run.
Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol.
Yeah, that's right. And that dude would grow a beard like every 35 minutes.
Yeah.
He would just like have to pull off at a truck stop and bust the beard so that when he got home,
he needs to see a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
I don't think, like Tracy, I have like specific ones that are like my permanent all-time favorite, but my current favorite is the 1999 home.
That's the one that you
jersey.
have, right?
Because that I
love
purchased
that
earlier
one.
this year.
You got it
off
on
of
eBay.
You
And
wear that
and
all
you,
the time,
you
too.
wore
Right.
it. You wore it to the Chicago game
Yeah.
here.
It's just so different than any
it's
other.
different
I think you have a
because
great-
he has to worry about spilling food on it, right?
Oh, yeah.
and
Yes.
sweating on it.
Yes, just
Right.
like the yellow.
I think
ones.
there's a really good picture of Haas at
we'll
the
share
game
that, too.
wearing the jersey. Yeah.
He's passed out at Soldier Field.
Nap time.
where we tricked you guys to think that I was passed out
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
Your parents
because
don't
I've
listen
never
to
done
this.
that
No.
before at a game.
All right.
That one's my current favorite, but
So,
It's got a real
Yeah.
vintage vibe. There's nothing like
But
nothing flashy
yes.
about it.
it's
like,
different. That's the nice thing about it. It's
Yeah.
different. It's not like something else that has. I mean, there's nothing else that really looks like it, which is cool.
it's jersey material with.
Oh
like
yeah,
a
it's the
cotton
collar that you're stressed
collar.
out about.
So the collar's
It's
very.
It's like a
weird.
micro
Yeah.
collar
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Right.
want to get into that once Mort and Mars go over their favorite about that. But yeah, for the people who can't see, it's like basically an all white jersey with like a white collar, but it has 3 yellow lines that go down the entire front, which
Yeah,
I think
so
is
you
I don't
look-
know, it's just
yeah.
super cool,
You look like
symmetrical. It's
you know,
awesome.
like a Dodge Charger. All right, Mort,
That's a good one.
lay it on me. What's your favorite one?
So since a couple of the ones that have been mentioned are really good jerseys, I'm gonna go with one that kind of tied me to Columbus, and it's the 2008 home. Obviously, the 2008 was a pretty decent year for us. It was also the first year where I went to every home game but one. I missed one home game that year. And that's the first year I really embraced being a Columbus Crew fan. I moved here a couple of years before, went to some games here and there, but then I found a group I started tailgating with, and I started going as much as I could. And that was the year I kind of really fell in love with the team. And that Christmas, my wife bought me that jersey for Christmas. So that's the only one I own.
Yeah.
I have to admit, but
And you said the yellow one, the banana
yeah,
kit.
the banana kit.
That's a good one. I think that's
Interesting.
when we went to every
Mhm.
game that year, Haas, right? But not before.
Yeah, the 2000. But I like the
Agreed.
away one better personally. But
I like both. Both are
yeah.
fun.
But that's why I picked
the
it.
Glidden sponsor.
It's not very comfortable. I brought it to a couple of games when it's hot in the summer. I'm dying in that thing. It's pure plastic.
I love the black though. The
Oh yeah,
white
so
kit on
this
that
is
one,
this is
or
my
for
favorite,
10.
Tracy. Thank you for setting
Yeah.
me up. I used to have that one.
Oh, but that's 2010,
it's-
isn't it?
yeah.
2020
okay, so the
Yeah,
my
this is
pick
2010.
It's 2010. It looks like 2011 is the
Yeah.
same.
Pinstripe.
The pinstripe. When they came out with
Yep.
this jersey, I bought that the day it came out because I thought it was so badass. The problem with it was that it was a medium. So I wore it and it fit, but things changed and I don't wear it anymore. So,
I've got mine in an XL.
yeah.
still
Yeah.
good.
So,
That my only problem with that jersey is I've had bad luck because I wore it to the MLS Cup that we lost in Columbus to
2015?
to Portland.
No.
I think
yeah.
every
And so I've got bad vibes with it, but I love
when
that
I
jersey.
when I saw the pinstripes, I just thought it was so badass, and that's all I could see, and that was the only jersey that I wore. Like every picture of me at a Crew game for like 5 or 6 years, I was wearing that jersey. Somebody pointed out to me at some point that the armbands kind of look like cigar bands. so that I can see that, and that maybe that's not the coolest thing, but I think the pinstripes are enough to carry it. For me, that's number one.
It kind of, if you look at it next to the 99 jersey, I think there are some similarities with the pinstripes and the 3 stripes down the 99 home jersey that I haven't thought about or noticed.
Yeah, and I want to give another special shout out to the Save the Crew one. And I always wonder, since we are black and yellow, it's the I wanted to call it the honeybee, or just like the bee jersey. It looks like a bee.
Yeah, the Compton Construction.
Yeah, I always thought
jersey.
that would actually look pretty awesome as a full kit on field.
Yeah.
I did think that one was pretty cool.
I think if done right, it could.
Yeah, and then I think there was, what was the other one I wanted to point out? The 98 one, where it's all black, but then it has the yellow and white sleeves. Like, I think that one's so bizarre.
It's like the Dr. Seuss had on the sleeves.
That's exactly what they were trying to channel. Now, I do want to point out before we move on, this is something that Tracy and I argue about almost every day.
Dude, the
every single day we
trestle.
argue about this.
That's a trestle jersey.
Yeah.
The 98. It's like, it looks like a sweater vest.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, it took me that long to scroll there. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, it's okay. Many years. And I know, more, you've played for a super long time. You've played across the world. Collars on jerseys. So growing up, I played for the Express, and we didn't have, actually, I think we actually did have a collar. And then I played on another team.
Is that a Les Wexner team?
Yeah, I don't know. I played, and they had collars on the jerseys, and I hated them. And so as I was looking up this thing, I kept seeing all these old players with popped collar jerseys.
Yeah.
And it was driving me banana sandwich. And I was like, oh, cool. I hate collars. And then also, like, why are we like, and I know, Tracy, I think you actually dig collars. Is that right?
And why is that, Trey?
On the correct jersey, a collar can work. Yes. Such as the
98, 99 home.
Late light.
No. The 12-13 home jersey. 2012, 2013 home Barbasol jersey with the original badge. I think Eddie Gavin is usually pictured in this jersey. That's a really good collar jersey.
What is it, goalie jersey?
It just reminds me of a rugby player.
Popped or unpopped?
I was like, no, why would it be a goalie jersey, Mort? Nope, because he does everything.
Pop jersey, I played with that in my youth. I was a huge Eric Cantona fan.
Yep.
So any chance I had it with my my jerseys growing up, I was popping that collar.
I like collars on jerseys, but like everything else, it has to be right. If it's not right, it's not right. It'll just look like crap. Ooh, Mars showing the OG.
The OG one.
Honorable mention. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty cool.
No, it's Crew.
Yeah.
He's for the listeners, he's showing a original 96, 97 jersey. Thick yellow and black stripes across the shoulders.
Yeah, I was telling everybody before we hopped on today that I had that jersey. So instead, back in 96, they didn't have the authentic and non-authentic jerseys. They had one that was authentic, and then they had one that was like cotton. So it was like a replica, but it was like, hey, I'm a shirt. And so I got that one, and it was like the most uncomfortable. It was like a weighted blanket. And I also had the like the Vuvuzela, and I also had the Dr. Seuss hat. I'm sure some of our people remember that.
So the most annoying kid at Ohio Stadium.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But it's hard for me because I'm so against collars, but I'm pretty sure that one that Haas has, the one that is 99, where it's all white with the 3 yellow stripes, that has a collar, right? And it's like a cotton collar.
Right.
So
Yes.
And the thing, Haas wears that all the time.
It's
and it
probably
looks
polyester.
awesome. That jersey does look awesome, but in general. And one thing that I know that Tracy likes a bunch, that I haven't seen. I'm scrolling through here. There is no sashes, like the old school sash.
No, we've never had a sash. Nope,
That's
never.
a bummer because I think it could be cool.
Yeah, the closest thing that we've come to it is probably the 8-9 away kit with the thick yellow stripe down the middle. But yeah, nothing left or right except for probably my number one on dislike, which would be the 2010, 2011 home kits, which just have like a really weird black piping that goes from the neck over to the armpit area.
It's like a halter top.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Yeah,
that one.
weird,
Yeah, so
man.
Mars is holding it up.
one.
It looks all right.
Especially without the glidden in
I don't know.
2011.
So I do want to share on this one because you can we'll take a screenshot of this. This is Steven Lenhart's last game worn jersey.
Ooh,
You can see the shoulder stain
Nice.
here.
you should get like one of those wigs and be him
Yeah.
for Halloween.
It's a great guy. Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that jersey just, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Like, I guess it was sandwiched.
Zero design effort.
Well, I think it suffered from being sandwiched in between some really good years of jerseys. Like 7, 8, 9 were really good. 12 was good. 13, 14. And really just the home kits in 10 and 11 just weren't the best. But
Yeah. I also want to give one more.
probably still better than.
Yeah,
the
I want to
new
give one more
ones.
shout out to the 2017 home jerseys. Those are it's hard to find a banana kit that's really unique because usually it's just like yellow with random black
this
stuff
is
in it.
your thing, man. That the checkers.
Yeah.
You just start thinking about playing checkers.
Man, I grew up playing chess a lot.
Yeah.
Searching for Bobby Fischer, baby.
Hey, two things about that jersey here is the fact that while I've been quiet here, I just bought the 2018 jersey.
Did
on
you
eBay.
really? How much was it?
Yes, it was like
Wait,
$30 all of a sudden.
What?
With shipping.
what the hell?
Can we take a break and all buy a
Okay,
bunch of
okay,
jerseys?
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll trap.
we
Right
spent
back.
for checkers. So
We'll trap.
So there's an ongoing joke. There's an ongoing joke with me and my friends in Norway about every time Croatia is playing. It's like Croatia will win because of their checkered jerseys.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I made
The
a
picnic
comment
tables.
because I made a comment years ago like they will win because they get the cool jerseys. And every time now they play, I hear it. Oh yeah, Morten, I think they have new jerseys. I think they're gonna win. So, but I always like that red checkered Croatia
Yeah,
jerseys.
they look like the picnic
Yeah.
tables. That's
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, $30? They're practically giving crew jerseys away.
Yeah, it was actually $24. So it's probably a fake one. It's probably not even an official one, but I take it.
Yeah, it's not real.
It says MLS.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
And it's
Okay, so
Yep.
worst, do we all agree that it's the 17 away, 16, 17 away jersey?
Yeah, I remember when this came out, and because I think was that the year that we all had season tickets and all came together. That was like a all-in year because I think that was right before like my kids were born and my life was over. But I'm pretty sure when
That's
those
not
came
accurate.
out, we kept
Wait,
Children?
you're-
No.
no.
Oh,
you're-
2016.
yeah. no,
2016 is when Kate was
Yeah,
born.
your kids were already
Yeah.
born.
Yeah, since
Try
I'm
again.
editing I'll take that out. But I think we tried to convince ourselves that jersey was okay. But I think we didn't win a single game with that jersey, right?
No.
And
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
the
bad.
full kit wasn't. What color were the shorts? Were they blue?
like I think they were blue.
They were that
Yeah, the
turquoise.
periwinkle.
That turquoise.
Periwinkle.
The
The
color
inner
of the
color.
the
It's
the
a
inside
light
of the
blue.
neck. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing just didn't work at all. Like I like the light blue color in general, but like the front has it's yellow, like solid yellow in the middle and gradients to white on the outside, so it just looks like you threw up on yourself. I think what'd you call
Yeah.
it, the pit stain?
Lauren called it, the pit stain.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked like as soon as this came out, I think I had messaged Ben at the time, and it was literally like Ralph Wiggum like designed this kit, and he's like, I made a jersey, and just is like, it just doesn't work on so many levels. If they would have done yellow for shorts or red for shorts,
No,
it
never.
may have worked. But then we would have looked
Yeah,
like
it
Red
could have
Bull.
been anything.
Like it just was poor execution.
Yeah, and I would even,
which is why I but as you guys saw earlier, I still
I think it would be cooler if they
WR.
just went all in with the light blue, because I don't think any really other teams are like do a light blue jersey with yellow accents. That's it. But they did this. It was a bad call. Mars, don't you have that hat? Was that you or is that Haas?
I have the hat version of it.
The hat version of it, I think, is kind of awesome. Isn't under
it's
the
ugly.
bill?
It's so ugly.
It's
so ugly. But
this is just a poor pre-court decision.
Yeah,
one of many.
Is. I mean, I hate to be like conspiracy theorist, but it's like, oh, our jersey sales weren't very good. People don't like the team. It's like, no, you put a piece
I made
of
a
shit
jersey
out.
that looks like a fart.
You put a piece of crap
Why
out.
won't you buy it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the collar, not collar 2006, 2007 jerseys.
Wait.
Those things are so weird.
I have that jersey. It's
Like,
right here.
does it fit
Yes.
weirdly? Like the neck
Now,
area.
A
Very
funny
weird.
thing about that jersey was I was a lot smaller when I bought it, and it's a youth extra large. So now Kelly wears it. It fits her when she's pregnant. So, but yeah, the collar does fit tight up around the neck, and then it dips in the front. So like, it's almost like a V-neck, but without being a V-neck. So it's more of a scoop in the front, and then it's tight up around the But I do like the way it says Columbus Crew across the front. I think it's pretty cool.
the non-sponsor days.
We'll put all this. Yeah, we'll put all this up on the socials, and the links to all the jerseys if you want to check those out. I think we all agree that the 17 away was the worst. When we come back, Ben's going to do the USMNT update. We'll be right trap. Oh, great.
Break. Water break.
Ben, last week we had to cut your 14-minute long rant where you gave an update on, I think it was 26
That is correct.
United States players, and you were able to boil that down for us. You have told us that you have a new approach. So let's hear it. Tell us about the USMNT.
Yeah, I've got pretty much the big 7, and then I have some honorable mentions. So we'll start with Christian Pulisic. Chelsea midweek played Brentford. He got 30 minutes and looked pretty good. Over the weekend against Man U, he only got 16 minutes. And we'll get into that. Weston McKennie, even though he's been playing pretty bad, Juve versus Empoli, he started and went 65. He got a header goal from a corner, which is good to see because he has been struggling. Gio, Dortmund played Hanover midweek. He played 22 minutes. I thought he looked awesome. I watched all that. He looked a little gassed. But on the weekend, he played against Stuttgart, and he started and went 67 and had a goal. And I'll tell you what, if you get a chance to see his celebration after that goal, it brought a tear to my eye. He was, because he hadn't scored in over, I think a year, 100 days or something like that. So to see him finally get back on the field.
And you saw much he meant to the teammates
amazing.
too. The teammates were like all ganging
Yeah,
up
he
on
ran
him,
to the
and they
corner
really
flag per
loved it.
usual, went down on his knees, slid, and then fell face first down, and they all jumped on him. And I think I want to say that was either the second or third goal of the game. They dominated Stuttgart. I think they won either 4-0 or 4-1, but it didn't matter. They were all there for him, which was just super touching. Okay, put away the tissues. All right, Serginho Dest, AC Milan played Monza over the weekend. He started and went off at half. I think it was a knock. He played pretty well. His stats were okay. Timo Leo played Monaco, which is a huge game. He came on in the 66th minute during their 4-3 win, and I think he played okay. And then the last two people I'm going to talk about are the Leeds boys. They played Leicester midweek. And so Leeds is kind of weird. So he was, Aronson was 7.5 rated, and Tyler was 7 rated. They played awesome. They were I think the two highest players for Leeds midweek versus Leicester. And then on the weekend, they lost to Fulham. Aronson went 90 and was the highest player for Leeds, was amazing. Tyler Adams was off with, they said it was a couple day knock. I think it was just congestion fatigue. So he didn't get to play against Fulham. But a note I wanted to say here is for the top 10 chance creators in the EPL, Brendan is actually 9th, even though Leeds isn't doing well. And I don't know Jesse's future with the club. Aronson is playing awesome. And I watched the entire Fulham game. I watched the entire Leicester game. Brendan looks awesome. Now, I want to say 3 honorable mentions from either the weekend or last week. Matt Turner, Arsenal played PSV. PSV is a very good team. Matt Turner was rated a 7 and had another clean sheet. He looked awesome. And even Richie Ledesma, who's a U.S. player, came on during that game and looked okay. I want to give a shout out to